I'm Jake Blastard, Flat Earth Internet shock jock and enemy of the third density. This is Kill the Messenger.
We have nothing to lose because we don't have anything. Anything we want anyway. We used to hate people, and now we just make fun of them. It's more effective that way.
Broken is the promise, betrayal, the healing hand held back.
Bullshit. Denial is the most predictable of all human responses.
Zombie Nation. Zombie Nation.
Step inside, see the devil alive. Too many times we've let it go. Perish the sacrament. Swallow, but nothing's forgiven. You and I can't decide.
That's the bad guy.
Because as we both know, without purpose, we would not exist.
It is purpose that created us. Purpose that connects us. Purpose that pulls us, that guides us, that drives us. It is purpose that defines. Purpose that binds us.
We are here because of you, Mr.
Now let's cover the types of inmates that reside within the prison. There has never been a benevolent, gracious, loving president. Not George Washington, who was a Mason first and a president second. Not Abraham fucking Lincoln, who helped incorporate D.C., created D.C., and now D.C. is enslaving us all as a foreign occupying army. They never mention that Abraham Lincoln had 300 plus Native Americans assassinated because they hated the federal government. That's conveniently left out of the history books. Nobody speaks about that. Scumbag fucking Lincoln. Some say Booth was working for the people. He was working for the Republic. Some say that Booth was working for the secret societies. I sincerely doubt it. If anybody between the two was working for the secret societies, it was that motherfucking Abraham Lincoln. And that whole thing with the Declaration of Independence, where some Rosicrucian got up and convinced everybody to sign the fucking thing. Try Druid. Try criminal, Druid, Masonic, whatever motherfucker. Try that. He isn't an extraterrestrial. He's like, oh, free enterprise, fuck the queen. We can hide in shadow and work in secret and not have to answer to anybody. Yeah, let's do that over here. Everybody thinks it's some benevolent force. The thing with karma, oh, it's a benevolent force. Righting wrongs and evening the odds. Motherfuckers, most of this fucking joint is negative. Very little is positive, from the insects devouring each other, from the animals devouring each other. All that positivity comes from the soul, but we're in a third density prison. We're here to learn what it is to suck. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be. Fuck pro sports. Most of it's fixed, if not all of it. And if anybody listening believes that the pigs, the judges, the politicians, any of these fucking morons are working for us, you're a fool. You're a goddamn fool. The money gets collected, the tax money gets collected, goes off to the IMF, and they give the United States corporation a stipend. That's not how it's supposed to work. These people don't answer to us. None of them do. That's why judges just put people in jail. No immunity. Cops, there's no accountability. They love it. These fucking pigs take these jobs because they were made to feel insecure as children, and now they want to make other people suffer their whole lives. They only hire fucking pigs with an IQ under 100. They don't want them knowing any of the Bill of Rights and none of that. And they're trained, they're paramilitary force being trained that they're at war with the public. That's real nice. That's not from us. That doesn't come from the people. That's not from me. That's a foreign agent. Check out the 11th Amendment Immunity Clause. That'll tell you everything you need to know about who they are.
The Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is our enemy, is our enemy, is our enemy. But when you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. And that makes them our enemy. And that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.
Denial is the most predictable of all human responses.
I'm your hate. I'm your hate when you want love. Hey, pay the price. Pay for nothing's fair. Hey, I'm your life. I'm the one who took you there. Hey, I'm your life, and I no longer care.
Choice. The problem is choice.
I'm much like Alex Jones. One person even said it's like finally a channel scarier than Alex Jones. Now that is the greatest compliment anybody can deliver unto me.
I feel insane every single time I'm asked to compromise. 'Cause I'm afraid and stuck in my ways, and that's the way it stays.
Take a trip up to the moon. Here we go. We're going up to the moon. Now, the moon is suspected to be a hologram. Our understanding of what holograms are is primitive compared to what this thing is perceived to be. Now, there is a black cube on the moon running this projection. The moon was also considered to be, or through history, there was a time before the moon when the Earth had no moon. And it's considered to be the former sun. Like maybe it was a device, the former sun that broke down over time, and they can't just, remove the cube that was running it, so they put a second cube in place that is now the sun that we have, and they just projected the moon over it and made it a satellite or a base of operations. Now, who's up there? Who's running this? Well, everybody wants to believe that it's the creator that's behind all of this. Well, let me tell you something. And everybody wants to believe that the creator is some beautiful bearded man. Oh, the beautiful bearded man's coming to save me. How about this? Maybe the creator is this all-loving, this all-knowing force that we're part of on the 4th and 5th density. But I can assure you, whoever's running the 3rd density, whoever's running this prison, is not a beautiful bearded man. And nobody wants to admit, nobody wants to come to terms with the fact that it is a gang of spiders. You want to argue flat Earth? You want to argue concave, hologram? It's all moot. That is all moot in the face of the lunar wave and the moon being a projection. It's all moot. And talk about this. And then if somebody doesn't believe you, you say, well, hey, asshole, go get your own equipment. Or here, look, I've got equipment. See it for yourself. And if they refuse, just label them the enemy and move on. Because that's the best you can do. Well, thank you. And I'm Jake Blastard. And this has been another very entertaining episode of Kill the Messenger.
You stink. Every time I do, I fear that I've somehow been infected by it. It's repulsive. I must get out of here. I must get free. Free. Prison.
I'm not insane, I'm not insane. I'm not insane, I'm not insane. Come back to me, it's almost easy. Come back again, it's almost easy. Pulses through my heart from the things I've done to you. It's on the face, but the fact remains.
Too many times that I stuck out my neck. Too many times that I spoke my mind. Too many times that I caught all the flack.
And now the YouTube Red. YouTube Red is this big threat. YouTube Red is funny, considering the fact that the NSA owns Google. And that's redirected taxpayer dollars. And now they're turning around and making a subscription service, so they're getting doubled down on the pay. They're getting paid twice. That's cute. That's real cute. But the YouTube Red thing is supposedly the end of free speech on YouTube. That's what everybody's afraid of.
don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
Fucking bullshit!
He's American man.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga!
Okay, I got.
Bullshit. Denial is the most predictable of all human responses.
What about the others?
What others?
The ones that want out.
Obviously, they will be freed.
I have your word.
What do you think I am? Human?
Utilizing drugs to pay for secret wars around the world. Drugs are now your global policy. Now you police the globe. My crack, my smack, my bitch right here in Hollywood. Drug money's used to rig elections and train brutal corporate-sponsored dictators around the world. They're trying to build a prison. 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 For you and me to live in. When it comes to being the soothing light at the end of your tunnel, was just a freight train coming your way. Another time, another place, a hollow universe in space.
My journey into the flat Earth is a little different than most people, or very different, due to the fact I've always been a truther, even before a truther was called a truther. I was always the type of person to ask questions, ask a lot of questions, and you never get the right answers. You get, again, the apologist, the denier, and the enemy. Those are the three people you usually encounter who are just under the heading of secret socialist. They just want the womb to protect them, and they're just willing to go along to get along, even if it means, burning the whole thing down. But anyhow, I always knew things were wrong, that everything is a good old boy situation, and that's why we had in the United States of America Republic, we have inalienable rights. That way the democracy can't stifle or squash the individual freedoms. Liberty. All liberty means is being granted freedom by the captain of a ship. It still has to be granted by another pygmalion or man-pig. But anyhow, I try to stand more for freedom than that word liberty because it's a misnomer. It didn't take much for me to understand the earth was flat.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
I'm the type of person that all you have to do is show me the information. I'll consider it. I'll do some research. And if some certain things hold, I will, adopt it to a certain degree. When I first heard about the flat earth, I was studying masonry. I was trying to be a mason. And at first I pushed it off the table. I'm like, I can't even consider this. But then it just kept leading me back there. And I found out I never really considered it. A woman had told me that the earth was flat and the moon is projection, but I didn't have any models. Once I started looking at the models, I immediately adopted the flat earth philosophy up to 45%. I was still a heliocentric individual 55% of the way.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
And it's peer pressure. And a lot of the arguments that happen on Facebook, the majority of them in the groups, it's just peer pressure. It has nothing to do really with the validity of any models. It's people are afraid what other people will think of them. I've never given a flying fugazi fuck when anybody thinks of me, and I'm not about to start. I've always been a rabble-rouser. I always raise my voice. I always say no. I always stand up. I always say what I want, and that's it. And people try to strike you down, hurt you emotionally, physically, and mentally, and that's the spice of life, really, when you think about it. Otherwise, what? You're going to be paying a mortgage for 40 years? Come on. I don't think so. So now, after finding out the moon was a projection through Crow 777's work, I was like, oh. And recently they've talked about the moonlight being cold. And again, you don't think about these things. You try to rationalize certain situations that you see. When I saw that the earth was flat from plains and tall buildings and high hills and mountaintops, I was like, well, you try to rationalize it. You're like, well, maybe I'm so low that I can't see the curve. But, people break out the graphs and the models and go, well, if you can see over there, that's 1,000 miles. And according to them, there's I don't know, I haven't looked at the model lately, but it's like an 8-degree drop. The fall off begins, and that never happens. And then, you try to rationalize it. And then when the moon is, I've seen some shady shit with the moon. It's like I've seen stars through the moon. Well, it's a satellite. That's what I try to convince myself. It's a satellite in front of the moon relaying light or whatever, transmitting or, it's just doing, it's a satellite. Yeah, then you find out satellites don't exist. But they were talking about the moonlight, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. The moonlight is cold. And I have felt that myself, but never really thought about it. Why is the moonlight cold? If it's reflected, even refracted sunlight, it should be warm. If you're in the moonlight, it should be warm. It should warm you. It cools you. It cools you, rather. Earth is a prison. You go, oh, no, it's a school, Jake. It's a school, really? I believe in reincarnation. You keep doing the same stupid shit, cyclically consuming lifetime after lifetime with instructions. It's not a school. It's a prison. You're given instructions on how to behave, not, they're not looking to free us with technology. Well, they're not allowing the free energy technology to be mass produced. You see these TED conferences, they're all rigged. Everything's rigged from the top to the bottom. And people argue about the flat earth. You go left and right. But I mean, when it comes down to the moon, I mean, the earth is hard, that curve thing's so hard to wrap your head around when you're a globe head. But like, you got to look at some of the stuff from the moon footage, and it's just completely disingenuous. It's completely invalid. I mean, it just, there's always something like, wait, that's wrong. There's always an anomaly that just says this is all fake. And it's irrefutable at certain points, but people will still argue for it because they're afraid of peer pressure. They're secret socialists. They're catching a stipend, collecting a stipend from the government, whether it be Social Security or they work for the military, their cousin's a cop, whatever. They want to believe that the system that they've worked so hard to support is valid and real, when in actuality, it's all just a prison to keep you running in circles so you don't want to leave the prison. Now, whether there's landmass beyond the glacial frontier or we are in a hermetically sealed environment, a terrarium, as it were, a fishbowl, just to make it, so you can grasp this concept, some kind of fishbowl, and that if you can leave through the firmament as a spirit, you're back out, you're running free. I promise you, I get the fuck out of here. I am going to get revenge on those that have put me in here. They're going to be my sole focus for the first, I don't know, few thousand years. I mean, when you think, and I've also been studying a lot of the religions, especially Scientology. Scientology, except for the Xenu bullshit, I've never believed in a single deity, a theism, a belief in God, whether in a singular God or many gods. I forget what it's called, monotheism, polytheism. Never believed in disassociating the power from myself, because we are the creator gods trapped. We're radical, renegade creator gods trapped in some kind of matrix to keep us preoccupied, and that's why the third density has such an allure, and I believe that third density is negative energy. Just look at the animal and insect kingdoms, how they consume each other through subterfuge. And that tells you right there the true nature of the designer. Somebody who traps you in a matrical web and has you devour other beings for your, continued existence. And that's something a spider would do. And that's why a lot of the people that say whoever's on the moon are not us and they're insects. Whoever's running that box behind the moon or whatever it is. I'd rather believe that because it's an unlikely story. It's probably true than the force-fed, stupid, superficial, fake, fugazi fucking gods that they have put in front of us. If I got to buy into one of the gods, I mean, if I'm going to pay money, I'd buy into Zeus. One of the first. He's got a whole pantheon of brothers and sisters. They'll fuck up anybody comes with their way. Jesus, Allah, any of them. They'll get busted up. That's my team. I'm Team Zeus, baby. Oh, but that's ridiculous because being a Roman, a worshiper of a Roman or a Greek god, that's not in fashion. That's not in style this year. Give me a fucking break. Religion is fashionable. Fashion is created. It's engineered. It's all trends. It's all bullshit. And it's the right of might. No arguing is going to, no intelligent research, no arguing, no empirical evidence. None of that works. If you've argued the flat earth, it doesn't work. People will wear you down to a nub just to piss you off because they have no intention, and then they declare themselves a winner. Even when the evidence is still in the favor of the flat earth, they just declare themselves a winner and insult you.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
And it all comes down to, you're a fucking faggot. That's what it all comes down to. So I make my memes, hey, if we're going to go to faggot, let's just get there and tell each other how much we hate each other, because that's what it is. I hate you for who you are. Bottom line, I'm just being honest. I didn't get to go over this. I wanted to cover the Scientology aspect of it, but Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, I believe he was part of a secret society. I believe he was part of, not even the Masons, maybe the Order of the Snake or something even deeper, one of the 40 different secret societies. But they clued him in, and he wrote a whole of religion around it once he realized that they probably dialed him in and told him what was really going on. That's why a lot of what I say is close to Scientology, and people have called it. But I don't believe in Xenu and all that warlord stuff. We're just radical renegade souls. Forget about surrendering your power to a totem or an icon or a signatory. Forget about that. We're the gods. And that goes back to the law of attraction. But LRH had it right when he said, never defend, always attack. This is another he understood society well enough that, and I also don't agree with the whole prison camps and all that they have, that they abuse you and stuff. Once they do an audit of you intellectually, they find out if you're a slave or a master, and they just relegate you in there forever.
So what do you want? You want to be famous and rich and happy, but you're terrified you have nothing to offer this world, nothing to say and no way to say it, but you can say it in 3 languages. You are more than the sum of what you consume. Desire is not an occupation. You are alternately thrilled and desperate, sky high and fucked. Let's stop praying for someone to save us and start saving ourselves. Let's stop this and start over.
There is another organism on this planet that follows the same pattern. A virus. Human beings are a disease. A cancer of this planet. You are a plague. I hate this place. This zoo. This prison.
Did you hear the one about me being a prick? Did you know I don't care and you can suck mine? Did you hear the one?
We're not here because we're free. We're here because we're not free. There's no escaping reason.
Did you hear the one about me trying to die? A fist in the air and a finger to the sky. I don't care if you hate me. Do you wanna know the truth? C'est la vie. Adios, good riddance. Fuck you. Divided. Suspicion. Your haters. Your mission. Take your motive. I'm going on hate team. Hate team. Association I choose. Game I inevitably lose. Governed by laws set up by me. Fractures child. Angry again, angry again, angry again. And again, and again, again. Engaged in crime, I grasp my throat. Enrage my mind, starts to smoke. Enforcement overload. Angry again, angry again, angry. Ow!
You can't make me do anything. Like, choice. The problem is choice.
All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wrecked me.
It's your fucking nightmare.
Fuck the internet. Fuck it. Again, I'll state again that I thought the internet was going to be some kind of savior or intellectual savior of the masses. I thought it was going to be, everybody was going to wake up once they fully realized what was going on. And in 2007, it was just like, you know, I was active on YouTube. I was speaking YouTube before anybody ever knew about it. It wasn't even fucking close to what it is now. But, you know, and I would dig through, you know, and I was a fan of certain fictions and a fan of certain, big into the ufology movement, and I would dig and watch videos multiple times. I was a fan of David Icke. I was a fan of Wilcock. I wouldn't buy any of their shit, but I used to love listening to them. They're all full of shit. Then I also was a fan of Benjamin Fulford, and I was a fan of Alex Collier. I mean, I was big. You know, I know about Dr. Jonathan Reed. I've seen his videos, and I was big into it until I saw the Link video, which was totally fugazi and just Hollywood. All this stuff is being propped up. These people are actors of sorts. They're just some form of act. Some of them are genuine. I think some of them believe what they're saying. But, you know, the Romanek guy, Stan Romanek, I think the government's actively fucking with him because he's had documents. He's gotten his hands on documents and he was going to get visits on certain evenings and stuff. But then you get the Dr. Jonathan Reed thing with the link. Again, that video is totally fake. There's just something not right about that. Why doesn't he show the link more often? Why doesn't he demonstrate some of its abilities? So on and so forth. I'm deviating off track.
Stay on target. We're too close. Stay on target.
Now I find myself dodging videos where I would dig for hours and just absorb every ounce I could on the subject. I find myself running from things. I find myself dodging. 90% digging used to be in 2007. Now it's 90%, 80% dodging. Get away from me, video. Get away from me. And I'm sick of seeing the same fucking faggot, fugazi, fake fucking identities that sell nothing but cyclical consumption and just superficial bullshit. Nobody has an ounce of substance. Everybody's out of their fucking mind. And it's just like, who is telling the truth? Nobody's telling the truth. Everybody's just trying to sell a t-shirt or a book or something. It's disgusting. And the more they tell you they're making it better, the more they're telling you this is better and it's got more option. It has almost no option. They took all the options away and you get nothing. Case in point, Windows 7 to 8. They took away the start button. That's a nightmare. Windows becomes a fucking nightmare for fucking tiles. Those tiles are the fucking worst. Those tiles are for touchscreens. I use a mouse. I don't use the touchscreen. Those tiles are a nightmare. I like hitting the start button and running right up the list and just picking my program. I don't want in words, in a little icon in words. I look for the color. I see the name. Boom, click it. I'm not looking for tiles. And I've tried to and I did the upgrade install on Windows 10. I had to get rid of it. Those tiles are fucking annoying. And what do? My first upgrade install of Windows 10, the start button didn't want to work. It didn't want to work. For Windows 8, I still tried to manage Windows 8. I had bought a PC that had a laptop that had Windows 8 on it. The start button, you could download the start button, and it's called the shell extension or something like that, and you could get it back, but still the tiles. It made it just like Windows 10 is now. I don't need the tiles. And I certainly don't, that's what they do. They'll take an option away from you for the next one because it's all just about selling you the new thing that's the same as the old thing with less options. So down the road, they can sell you the next one to bring back the options. It's fucking bullshit. It's a fucking scam. After Windows 7, there's no need to go any further. There's no need to go any further. Why not upgrade Windows 7 so it can take 8 gigs, 10 gigs, 12 gigs of RAM? It can actually crunch those numbers. Why not increase the processing speed within the software? Why not? There's other ways they can make it better, but they don't. They go these to sell hardware, to sell needless, and again, it's all needless features. You get Windows 10, and what do? They turn the battery sideways. That's the big deal. Okay, we'll turn the battery sideways. Now the icon is sideways. It's fucking retarded. Oh, it has airplane mode. Whatever. I don't need that. And if you just look at Windows 10, it's Windows 8 with a bunch of salesmen, with a bunch of porn, just marketing on it. Connect to Xbox Live, connect to this, connect to that. Go on the App Store. It's like, I don't want any of this. I didn't have this before. I didn't need it. It's just cluttering up everything. Let me just get to my files. It just fills it with a bunch of flotsam and jetsam that is completely useless. Google Plus, and then YouTube. Google announces you will be forced into the Google Plus paradigm or architecture. You can make a standalone YouTube. That's fucking bullshit. I just went through a few hours racking my brain, driving myself insane, going through frequently asked questions, just madness, trying to eliminate the Google Plus side of things. And I ended up I have a client, and I was trying to fix his page up for him, but the YouTube page was disabled. So I tried to enable the YouTube page again. It made another Google Plus account, which means it's a complete fucking lie. And this is another thing, a complete fucking lie. Then you got stuff like AVG, which is an antivirus. And this antivirus was pretty reliable. It was quiet. It stayed in the background, never bothered me. Now it's just pop-ups after pop-ups. Get this, get that, get this. Oh, Zen. We have a new thing, Zen. The last time I installed AVG on a new laptop, I have like 3 of them. I have 3 PCs. Last time I installed it, it made the menus so huge for Zen, and they wouldn't let me close it. I had to get rid of AVG altogether just because I'm so sick of the pop-ups. I'm so sick of the updates. Firefox, again, another thing. Oh, updates. I do 1.4.1. We're at 4.1.01. I'm tired of updating it. And then when a new one comes out, I didn't have video. Like, the screen would just turn black. The whole screen would turn black in like 5 minutes to crash. Then it would crash in 5 minutes. I'm so tired right now from just filing through Google Plus pages trying to figure out how to just eliminate the Google Plus side. If you were going to have Google Plus, and you didn't want it, there should always be quick buttons. Like, I don't want this, get the fuck out of here. There should just be get the fuck out of here and don't come back buttons everywhere. No, you got to go through menus, look for the little wording somewhere. It's all hidden and it's all tiny. Then you click in there and you got to read the fact. It's a whole page. And then you click, okay, got it. And then you get to the next page. It's just fucking insane. Go to your Google Plus account and do this. And you go there, you can't fucking find it. You got to go through another fact. Go to your YouTube account and disconnect it. Mother goddamn fucker. I am raging right now, but I'm just tired. The whole Windows 10 ordeal had to go back to Windows 7. After Windows, because XP was great. XP was great. It just needed to be streamlined. A couple of errors had to be fixed in it. And then they came out with Vista, and that was worse. That was so much worse. And then they came out with 7. 7 was streamlined and fixed. And then they came out with 8. Tiles, miserable, horrible, awful. I hate the motif. I hate the colored tiles. I like the glass buttons of Windows 7. It took the best of Vista. It took the best of XP and put them together. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And then there was no need for anything else, and there never is. Like I said, you want to bump up the RAM or the processing power, less crashes, more quicker startups, quicker shutdowns. These are the things they should focus on, but they don't. That's all at the tail end of the scripting and the programming. They just make things worse. And Google Plus is fucking a nightmare. YouTube's a nightmare. And it used to be how I think you used to be able to have multiple AdSense accounts. You can only have one account now, and it's all integrated for a one-button shutoff. And it's just what a fucking nightmare. And everything just turns to shit. And again, back to the internet being some kind of savior. Oh, it was going to save us. It was going to save us. No, it's just a circus. It's a fucking carnival circus madhouse. Everybody's saying it's this, it's that. The world is flat. The world is this. The moon's a projection. Ghosts exist. They don't exist. The government's not corrupt. It's completely corrupt. It's this. You have rights. You don't have rights. Blah 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 blah. And it's just like where it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse until it melts. Until society completely reaches critical mass as far as what we know and where we're going. But and then the Nibiru thing, it's this year, it's next year, it's 2017, it's 2018, because that's the secret number. And it's just like, whatever, back when it all started in 2004, back when all this, it's the end of the world type stuff, it started, it was, this was all new, the internet was new. It's 2012, the Mayan calendar. Okay. And then 2013, it came and went. And then they're like, no, the calendar's off a year. It really was 2013. I'm like, all right, okay, sure. I'll buy that. And then it's like, no, it's 2014. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck you so much. I fucking hate all of you. And it's like, I see Project Camelot now going back to that, go to Project Camelot. And it's just like, you're all a joke. Somebody's lying, or somebody's an agent, or somebody is being manipulated by the government. I'm not saying that. I'm sure there's extraterrestrials. I'm sure there's spirits that don't know they can leave the third density. But as far as the extraterrestrials are concerned, they're coming from another thermal pocket in either the glacial frontier or another terrarium. And they're all exploiting us. Every one of them is exploiting us. And they do a lot of just, what's in your consciousness, son? Oh, okay. Well, here, they'll just project that back onto you. Sure, whatever. Here, let's take you on a trip. Fuck with your mind. This stuff's never. I want the ride to stop. I want to get the fuck off. I welcome death. It's like I'm still holding on to everything I built, and I'm gonna run it into the ground and try to fly it, keep the nose up as much as I can. But when it goes down, I'm gonna be relieved, because this is just. How much worse is it going to get? How much worse?
Down! Feel the fire! Feel the hate! Your pain is what we desire! Lost! Hit the wall! Watch you crawl! Such a replaceable liar!
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. That's the bad guy.
So again, I'm Jake Blastard. Subscribe, and this has been another great episode of Kill the Messenger.
As you vilify every single move that I make, try to find me into your insanity.
I've studied a lot of information ever since 2006, when YouTube broke, when it wasn't NSA controlled, when Google wasn't NSA controlled. And I've been searching for the truth ever since. Searching hard, searching long, asking people I've spoken personally to Jordan Maxwell and a few other people. I've tried to get into certain groups. I'm too radical. Problem is I'm too radical. And I don't mind expressing my hate. There's a lot I hate about this world. Well, excuse me, this plane. About the beginning of 2015, I came to realize, started to come across some information, started to really look into the flat earth. Started really considering it because I was researching Masonry, really researching Masonry and how it ties in. Well, it ties into what's really going on. The Masons are basically the front end to all the secret societies. They've got the Blue Masons, which are the regular jerk-offs in the lodge. They're the front, and they're stupid, and they're given a choice up until spit on the cross at the 33rd level, which is the Sovereign Grand Inspector General. They ask you if you want to spit on the cross. You do it, then you get tapped a few months later, or I imagine a short while later, to do some hinky stuff, to go into other secret societies, the Order of the Snake, the Shriners, so on and so forth. What I gathered from the flat earth is this is all a Masonic device, that we're living on a flat earth and they're trying to keep it from us. Well, why would they do that? I've gone over this several times, and this is pretty much going to be the narrative for this channel and my narrative for the rest of my life. Now that we know the moon is a projection. Now, in addition to the flat earth, you look at, the moon's a projection. They talk about the moon being a projection in the Flat Earth Society, that it's on a dome called the firmament. The firmament. And that's hard to grasp. The firmament was hard to grasp for me. I couldn't even say it. But then you come across, okay, the moon's a projection. Then you think, there's another level to it. But it's not. It's a standalone thing. The moon is a projection, thanks to Crow 777. He's done, and I give the guy a lot of credit. Now, I don't want to say I believe the guy 100% because I can't believe anybody 100%. I thought Alex Jones was real. The man is a Zionic CIA operative. He's controlled opposition. And if you don't think so, look at Bill Cooper, juxtapose him with Alex Jones, look at the messages, look how long Alex Jones has gone on. They killed Bill Cooper in a short period of time, and he operated for a long time, but when he started hitting the airwaves, they got rid of him I'd say, I haven't done research on it lately. They got after him in 10 years, 5 years, not very long. Jones has gone past that, and he's the volume all the way, he's the dial turned all the way up and broken off. Now, another thing about Alex Jones, and I don't want to get into too much of this, but Alex Jones also was confronted by Pete Santilli. I've personally gone down to the command center. This isn't supposed to be about Alex Jones, but it looks like it's going to be. That's fine. I personally went down to the command center to try to get a job. I wanted to be a reporter. And he sent a feeler out to smoke a cigarette and tell me a bunch of bullshit about it being a shipping company, Oak Shipping, some front called Oak Shipping. Now, I was hearing that there was a woman named Molly Maroney and Stratfor and the Zionist connection, and I don't want to believe it. I was like, that's not true. That can't be true. Turns out it was true. Because if you compare, then I started getting, after when I started doing this radio show, or this webcast, I started to compare him to Bill Cooper, and then it soon became evident that he is false, controlled opposition. I want to say the whole thing is to keep us divided, and that's going to happen regardless. So further than that, what's the agenda? What is the agenda here? The agenda is the earth is flat. They want to keep us to believe that there's nowhere to go. We're on a globe and we're surrounded by dead space and there's nothing around. There's nothing past the spatial frontier, galaxial frontier. Bunch of nonsense. In actuality, there's a huge wall surrounding the world and surrounding what we perceive to be the world. And there may be a glacial frontier, what would be like a desert. And in that desert is these little oases. And we're one of those oases. It's just so vast and large. Now the Masons have locked the place down. The Masons on the higher levels have decided to lock the place down and create a pyramid and keep you in it, because he who controls perspective controls reality. It's as simple as that. So they want to make you think you're living on a globe and there's nothing around. There's no land bridge. There's no way off. You're trapped here, the miserable mud ball, and you're stuck and there's nowhere to go. So you got to use your own personal observation. You have to check your references. And Crow 777, And then you find out with Crow 777's information, you look up, and the moon's a projection with a 4K lens and a high-end consumer camera, a DSLR camera. I have a pretty big one here too, but not nearly on. He knows components and all that. I give Crow 777 a lot of credit. Once you find out the moon is a projection, all bets are off. The world just being flat is them trying to keep us contained in the cage. That there's other utopias out there they don't want us to know about, and that's probably where all the extraterrestrials are coming from. Most likely they're coming from so far down the firmament, so far down the glacial frontier, it takes tremendous amounts of energy. So they have those electromagnetic, polarizing sports models that, what's his name said, the sports model. I can't remember his name. He worked on some UFOs in Groom Lake. Anyhow, the point is, we're being engineered to believe that this place is some great land and we should protect it. I wouldn't worry about it. Don't worry about the pollution. Don't worry about people dying. Don't worry about any of that. You shouldn't really have a concern, because there is never going to be an ascension. And I will remind you of this, the Tower of Babel. It's a prison, and the minute the inmates start to build the tower, they knock it down and they hit reset. You're not going to change the prison. And the fact that the moon is a projection, an electronical projection from a machine, it's a machine, it's a robot with technology beyond our comprehension, casting this vast image. Why does God need a starship? Why does God need to put a moon there that doesn't need to be? Because it's trying to cover something. They say it's a black cube, some black cube behind the moon. It's probably the sun may be the Metatron or whatnot, and the moon may be just the generator, because they say, oh, gravity. Gravity is the god of the globe, of the heliocentric pundits, as you were. All their pseudo-scientists like Neil deGrasse and frickin' Michio Sakakaku, that guy, and all the other guys, they pony up like Bill Nye, the science guy. These guys they're just cults of personality. It's all fan fiction. All those physics are fan fiction. It's all fake. It's all fake to keep you spinning in circles in the front yard. That's it. Because they want you here, and as you keep making children and you keep investing your whole, you see it's real and you keep investing your nonsense into it, and when you make children, you're just giving it validity. And then one thing I can't stand is the light workers, which I've gone through my face, but the light workers, like the 50-year-old over the hill ladies, are like, let the spirits guide you. It's a school. No, it's not. It's a prison. It's a prison. And I've already stated the 3 facts. Fact number 1, disconnection from the Creator. Right there, that's the first evidence of a prison. You're not allowed to know. Okay, step number 2, the insect and animal kingdoms. Why are they here? Why do they need it? Why do they consume and use subterfuge? And what was the third one? I can't remember what the third one was. Well, we'll get to that. I'm sure I'll get to that eventually. I've given already two cases, and it's like, oh, the animal kingdoms are beautiful. No, they're not. Insect kingdom is repulsive. It's absolutely aberrantly, repulsively just vile. It's just a vile kingdom. If a God was to create an environment, we would be self-sustaining. Our souls are already self-sustaining. They're being trapped here. Now, they say the sun or the moon, one of them is holding a black cube. That's probably creating a sine wave. And that sine wave is pushing everything to the ground. But now their old machine is breaking down. The moon is breaking down, whatever they said that they shot according to Mark Sargent, they shot nuclear bombs into the firmament, try to bust it, and it damaged it. So that's why they're doing the chemtrails, the electrostatic particles, to try to give it a stronger cohesion. But, and the nonsense just keeps going on, but as you keep hearing this stuff, it starts to come together a certain way. This is most certainly a prison. And I don't believe that it's a school, because they're degenerating us. They're poisoning us, putting poisons in the food with the GMO and all that. They're putting poisons in the food, poisons in the water. They're poisoning our mind with their Hollywood bullshit. They set false opposition like Alex Jones. Anybody who really tries to tell the truth, they eliminate. Like Bill Cooper. Simply put. That's it. When you get close enough to the truth, you see the agents, just like Neo. Eventually you have to come to the realization that you're being lied to. You're here as chattel. You're an inmate in a prison. You don't want to hear that.
And they say that whoever's running that box behind the moon is just giant spiders, a race of giant spiders. Look at Doctor Who with that episode Destroy the Moon. Look at Apollo 18, I think it's the name of the movie. Giant spiders. So South Park did an episode where God was a giant spider. Giant spiders. Spiders, spiders, spiders. You don't want that thing. You don't want that thing being your God. It's just running the box. The gray aliens are doing the groundwork, and they said the reptilians were tossed here. They were dumped here. Probably dumped from one firmament to another. Here, take these pieces of garbage, and they're here to do that, whatever they're up to. But I firmly believe that when we die, if you can control yourself, keep yourself at peace, and keep your mind clear and focused, you can leave the firmament, because the universe is guided by free will. But I don't know. I don't completely know. It's a guess. It's an educated guess from all the things I've heard, and I've done a lot of research and I've done a lot of study. People don't like hearing this stuff. It's always kill that guy, kill that messenger. It's like, don't listen to what he's trying to say. No, don't listen to me. That's why, I mean, I would, and this is quite honest. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I would sacrifice, surrender all you to a giant wood chipper if it would get me out of the Matrix. I'm not like what's his name, Cypher from the Matrix. I'm not like him. I'm not gonna, try to get reimplanted, and I want to be a rich guy, reinsert me back in the Matrix, and I don't want to remember a thing. No. I want to remember everything, but I want out, and I know there's a way out of the Matrix, because this doesn't feel right. None of this.